Forgot how hard this was. My leg, my knee, not being as strong as my left doesn't help, but we gotta move, right? First mile done. Oh, I'm here. Oh my God. Alright guys, ending my workout a little bit short. Kind of left my house a bit late today. I gotta start running back home and getting ready for work. And once I get to work, I'll probably start the topic for today's video. And we'll just go from there. So catch you guys when I get home from run number 2. I'm halfway home. Day 1. Let's get it. These are Goggins returns. Workout number 1 complete. Workout number 2 is incoming sometime later today. And after this, we will get started with today's episode. Alright guys, so I'm at work right now. Unfortunately, fortunately, because I love my job. But anyways, today's video, we're going to be talking about my dream daily. And I have like different definitions for dailies, which is why I think I'll split this up into like 3 sections. Hopefully it'll make sense after 3 sections. But I guess to answer my own question, what daily would I want to have right now? I think I would want to have an F30. So that's one of my dream dailies. I would have, not an F30, sorry, an F31, the wagon. So yeah, the F31 wagon is currently my dream daily, and that's because it has the functionality of a sedan, but it's not, what's the word? It's not inconvenient to drive like an SUV or a minivan, for example. Not that they're super inconvenient to drive regardless. It's just like when I drove the Pilot, I felt like I was driving a bigger car. But like when I drive a wagon, it's sort of like I'm still driving like a sedan, just like with the rear end extended outward. So that's like, and wagons just look really, really good. So that's like my main reason as to why my number 1 pick is an F31. However, some honorable mentions for the F31 is literally any other BMW wagon. I was looking for I believe they're okay. So I actually have two wagons that are not BMWs that I would like to have as a daily, and it's ironically a V70R, the sport version of the Volvo wagon that we used to have. And besides that, I think I want an S4 Avant. But those are like two honorable mentions. Other than that, everything else is BMW. And the main reason, like when I say any BMW wagon, I'm saying E46 Touring, E39 Touring, E91. I believe they made E34 wagons. E30 wagons, E36 wagons, literally any other BMW wagon like ever created. But the reason they're secondary to the F31 is because I wouldn't say I'm sick. I would say with like my experience on working on the chassis that I've owned, plus with how much research I've put into working on BMWs in general, the F31 is the chassis slash model that would be newest to me and that would excite me the most in getting a new car or new to me car, because I've had a bunch of different BMWs. I've worked on a bunch of different BMWs, so I sort of translate that to like, I wouldn't say I'm sick of like the 3 Series or like the E90 or like the E46. I would just say I want something, if it's my dream daily, a bit newer and just something a little bit nicer, because anything older than 10 to 15 years is either absolutely demolished or they're charging you unicorn prices for it. So yeah, that's my first section of this video. Is obviously F31 right now is the ideal spec that I want, but if you can tell, this section is going to be the wagon slash touring section of the video. Moving forward, we will probably be talking about a certain style of SUV. I don't know, I'll get back to you guys in a minute. Okay, so the reason that I said this is going to be a certain type of SUV, I believe, is because, well, I guess, all right, let me just explain it first. So this certain type of SUV that I would love to daily is an overlanding build SUV. So like a lifted 4Runner or a lifted Pilot or a lifted whatever off-roading SUV. And I would also not mind driving a Tacoma or a Tundra, something in like the mid-range size trucks. So this section is going to be, I guess, overlanding truck slash SUV. Yeah, overlanding truck slash SUV. So unfortunately, didn't get to finish my overlanding build with the Pilot. So I've been, I've been yearning for one ever since I lost it, but it hasn't really been that big of a deal because I'm more of a, traditional car guy. Apart from overlanding builds, I just recently got into them, and when I say recently, I meant after I got my Pilot. So I think the only thing I did for that car was just maintenance overhaul. I got wheels, and at the time I had just bought a lift kit, but I never got to install it because of the car accident. So yeah, this section of the video is probably the daily that I would be most comfortable with, like, waiting for, if that makes sense. Like this, the overlanding truck slash SUV part of this, the overlanding truck slash SUV daily is something that I can live without for quite a while until I reached certain goals, and that's because, like for example, with the E39 and the E90, I really want to finish those before. Alright, so what I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to get a daily that would require me to put money into it to make it look cool, if that makes sense. Now that I've actually like turned on my brain, that's basically what I was trying to say. That's the main reason why I didn't buy another Pilot or SUV or truck or whatever it is. Yes, it would be convenient, especially now that I've been going to the track, or starting to introduce going to the track with Alif. Having a car that could tow, it would definitely be convenient, but for right now it's not necessary because all of our cars are street legal, so we don't really need it yet. So yeah, I really do want an overlanding off-roading car though. It seems really fun just being able to like do anything to your car and knowing that it's going to take it, because it's the complete opposite of like lowered life, where you have to like go over speed bumps at an angle, enter driveways at an angle, make sure the angle you're taking is correct, or else the front lip is going to be cracked and whatnot. But I don't know what really sparked this interest in off-roading cars. I think it might have been seeing so many lifted 4Runners that at the time I did not want to pay like $50,000 for a 4Runner, so I just bought a Pilot, and it turned out I actually liked them a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this section of the video. Yeah, I can happily wait for an overlanding build because I want to do it myself, and I do not want to I do not want to like put money into something when I still have current projects going on. So the next section of the video is probably the last like style of daily that I would own, and it's basically another like SUV slash mini. Give me a second so that I know what I could title this, and then I'll get back to you guys. Alright, so this section of the video I'm going to title Normal Traffic, and the reason I say that is because there is one ideal car out of this section that I do want, and that is an F15 X5. But that car is like, you buy it new or like used in good condition, and you just use it right away. It's not really something that like you put work into, if that makes sense. So this should have been the next section of the video, because I started off with the F31, I went into overlanding slash off-roading cars, and now we're over here into normal traffic. So yeah, I guess you could sort of group this with the F31, but I honestly see SUVs and wagons as completely different cars. It has a completely different personality to them. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I kind of miss the SUV life in terms of like normal traffic SUVs. But an F15 X5 is something that I really want alongside a brand new 4Runner, and I still want the OG Pilot, but that falls into the overlanding build. The reason I call this normal traffic is because ideally I want it to be in F15, but also this is the section where I kind of don't care what my daily would be, if that makes sense. So ideally I want an F15 X5, like that's my number one pick for this section. However, I would not be opposed to a Q5 or a GLE or a 528 or a hatchback like a Lexus CT200H. Or there's honestly so, like, this section is so huge because it's literally just normal traffic, that there's just too many cars to list for this section, but ideally if I were to pick a top 5, it would have to be F15 X5, F10, 535. I don't know the chassis code, but like 2013 and up Audi Q5. Or not 2013, sorry, like 2015 and up Audi Q5. What else is a good daily? Oh, 2017 and up. Well, no, never mind. This doesn't count. Actually, whatever. Mercedes-Benz GLE. I think that's what it is. I don't know. And then the 5th one is sort of like the daily that I used to want a long time ago, but not anymore because it's extremely tiny. It's the Lexus CT200H. It's basically the Lexus counterpart of the Prius. It has extremely good gas mileage. It's very easy on your wallet, super reliable. The only thing is there's no space whatsoever. Trunk space is probably the most space you get because there's no leg space in the front or the back, and then other than that it's just trunk. So it's like a cool hatchback, but it's a hatchback that I think was designed to say that, I think it was designed so Toyota could say that they have a hatchback, or Lexus could say that they have a hatchback, but realistically it does nothing whatsoever. This section is probably the most confusing because I really don't know how to articulate it well. But that's pretty much it for the whole like split in what types of dailies that I would want. If I can better articulate this section that I just did, I will post like a brief overview after this. But if not, I'll just catch you guys then. I in fact have nothing to add to that last section. Before we close up today's video though, I just wanted to talk about dailying your project cars. So since July of 2024, I have been going, well, initially I have been dailying the E90 from July to around November-ish, maybe like mid-November, give or take. And then from November to now, I've been dailying the E39. Both haven't really given me any issues. The E90 is just doing like N54 things, so disregard that. But I just want to give a quick message. If you want to daily your project cars, just make sure you put in the time and effort to do proper maintenance so that your car can handle being daily driven. There was a comment that I saw on my previous video the other day. Shout out that guy, I forgot his name, I'm doing this off the top of my head. But he said that if you, if you have $7,000 and you have a $4,000 project car, that the $3,000 is to build it back up to pristine condition. Or if you just want to buy out 7K flat, buy one that's already been maintained well and had the whole 9 yards done to it. But other than that, dailying your project car is actually not that bad. I've been doing it for like 8 months, give or take. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's episode. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, nothing's impossible. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.